You are going through a transition stage in your life right now. Life feels very overwhelming. It feels a little scary. It feels a little open-ended, and you want to know how to deal with it. I got you. We're going to be talking about navigating change and how to deal through life's transitions. If you are going through a breakup, a job change, a move, maybe it's internationally, maybe it's from state to state, maybe it's just out of your parents' house, these are things that make us very uncomfortable, and I want to be able to offer you advice on how to navigate these changes in your life because change is actually a good thing. I want you to know that mindset is going to be key during any transitions in life. Where is your mind right now? We are going to work on reframing situations because life only gets better if you believe it gets better. So during these transitions, I really want to see where your mind is, and I want to reframe your mind so that you understand that whatever's happening next is actually for your betterment. The first way to reframe your mind is understanding the concept that whatever is meant for you cannot miss you in this life. Once you actually make this your mantra in life, you will not look back and think, well, I regret doing that, or I missed that, or that was the best thing I've ever had. I'm never going to have anything better. You cannot miss what's meant for you. So if something was in the past and it was actually meant for you, it's going to find a way to come back to you. If something is in the past that's not meant for you, that's where it stays, in the past. And sometimes it takes a little time for you to get past that and understand that. And it's until maybe you get better that you can look back and say, that wasn't meant for me, because actually what's meant for me is right in front of me. So let's start reframing our mind into every situation that if something is meant to be, God will not let you lose that. God will not let you move past it. God will not let you transition into a different season if that is truly meant for you. As you've made transitions in life, and I even think about some of the things that I've transitioned from. Trust, I've been through a lot of transitions in my life. I'm someone who previously lived in Texas, picked up and moved my life all the way to California by myself with no family. And I know, even though it was very difficult, it was for the betterment of myself, and life only has gotten better, not easier. Don't get that confused, but better since I've made some of these transitions. Next, we want to think about life in general. What is life? How do we go through life? What is the point of life? If we look back at life, we actually need to understand that life is just a series of transitions in itself. If we go back to our childhood, when we were younger, we would move and transition every single year into a new grade. You were changing classrooms, you were changing peers, you were changing environments, you were changing studies. Life is always in constant change. There is nothing that's actually stable in this life. Not even your family members are stable, because as we grow, as we age, as people pass away, as we lose friends, everything is a transition. So the more that you come to peace that transitions are actually an amazing thing in our life, whether they're difficult or not, that is when you can start to find peace that nothing good will actually last forever. Nothing bad will last forever, and that is the beauty in it. Let's go back and think about our younger selves, because our younger selves, we had a false sense of stability. Even as we were making all of these transitions, if we were blessed enough to have parents in our life, if you're blessed enough to have a parent in your life, they made those transitions seem stable. They were your sense of stability. They were holding your hand through grade school. They were providing you with a roof over your head if you were blessed enough to have a family that did something like that for you. So that was our false sense of stability coming through, which we're also sometimes taking into adulthood. And we have to understand that false sense of stability that we had as a child never actually existed. Especially now as adults, we're looking and saying, oh, our parents were actually going through all of this and raising us? How is this even possible? Thank God I don't have any kids right now, because the things that I go through, I'm like, wow, imagine having to provide stability for somebody while also dealing with these things. We got to thank our parents for that, but we also have to understand that the sense of stability that we believe that life should provide us does not actually exist. Coming to terms with the fact that stability is not a real thing in human life. Evolution is real. We are constantly evolving. We are meant to change. We are constantly supposed to be challenged with different things. So transitions, again, are a good thing. When you're dealing with transitions and you're dealing with negative things in your life, if you look at negative things as a way to learn, that is how you hack the game of life. If you look at every single thing that happens in your life as a lesson, that is the only way to continue on and feel purposeful and feel like you're progressing within life. Because life is just a game. When you understand how to play the game is when you feel like life is a lot more fulfilling. So every single thing that you experience, you can either look back and say, woe is me, I'm so sad that that happened, that will never be, or you can look back and say, what was God trying to teach me in this situation? What lesson was I supposed to take out of the situation that maybe I have not learned? Because the only way to go on to the next chapter and unlock the next level of life is to learn and change something to unlock that next chapter. So when we're looking at transitions in our life, we really have to look back and we have to be evaluative. We have to take ownership. We have to think, what lesson am I taking from this past thing that has happened to me, whether it be traumatic, whether it be upsetting, whether it be saddening, whether it be beautiful. You can lose things that are beautiful and valuable to you, and that's part of transitioning. Whether it's losing good things or bad things, you have to be taking a lesson out of whatever the situation was, and that is how you unlock the next chapter. There are times in life where you look back and you're like, wow, maybe I missed out or I lost the best thing that ever happened to me. Maybe I was making X amount of money at this job and now I have a new job and I'm making a lower amount. Maybe I went from making a lower amount, now I'm making a higher amount and I don't know how to manage my money. Whatever the transition may be, there is a lesson that needs to be taken from that situation and needs to be changed in order to move on to the next phase of your life. So through these transitions, wherever you're coming from to where you are now, what lesson were you supposed to learn in that past situation? People who do not take life lessons and do not try to change in the next phase of their life get stuck on the same level of the game for the rest of their life. If you're someone who refuses to look back and evaluate the past and refuses to change, then you're not going to be able to unlock the next part of your life, which goes back to what I said in the beginning. If you believe that life gets better, it will get better. If you don't believe life gets better, you will never be better for you. If you want your life to get better and you want to continuously unlock the next levels for yourself, you have to take the lesson and you have to implement it into your life, because then God's gonna say, you know what, she's ready for the next level and I'm gonna unlock it for her. I'll give you some examples. Let's look at toxic relationships. There are people who look back and they're like, oh my gosh, my ex, I was so in love with him, whole time he was mentally abusive, physically abusive, never did anything for you, didn't make you a better person. What were you supposed to learn from that situation? A lot of people get in toxic relationships and when they exit them, they're like, wow, this is what I was supposed to learn. I'm not supposed to pick men that treat me this way. I'm not supposed to stay in a situation too long that's not serving me. And now I can move on and pick the person that I'm meant to be with because I learned what I should or shouldn't look out for that ex-person that I'm done dealing with. There are people in this life who will date the same person again and again and again and again and again because they never take the life lesson from it. So I encourage you, if you are stuck in a cycle like that, you feel like you are on the same level and you've been on the same level of this game called life, look at your past situations and think, what was I supposed to learn and what can I do differently right now? If it's a job that you have, it's something that you wanted, it's a place in life that feels scary that you're in right now, you need to remind yourself there is a lesson in this fear. There's a lesson in what's scary. Why am I scared? Why does it feel uncomfortable? It's feeling uncomfortable because the only way to grow is in discomfort. When we were younger, and you remember we'd have growing pains, your legs would hurt sometimes, you'd feel achy when you wake up in the morning. It's uncomfortable. Puberty is uncomfortable. Your voice changes, your skin changes. You have to relearn how to take care of your skin. You have to relearn how to take care of your body. Adult life is the exact same way. This discomfort is the only place that we can grow and thrive. So yeah, it's weird, it's scary, it's uncomfortable, but the whole point of discomfort is growth. The last and the biggest thing that you need to understand is that you need to take personal responsibility for your life. I know it sounds annoying. I know it can be frustrating because not everything is directly your fault. But once you realize that you are in control of whether or not you put yourself in certain situations, that is when you start to thrive within your power. If you always are letting people make decisions into your life or putting the blame on someone else for why you're here, why you can never be somewhere, you will never fully have any kind of control in your life, the little control that we do have. So start taking personal responsibility. Even if someone disrespected you or hurt you, you need to start thinking, what could I have done better in this situation? I have lost friends where I've actually physically done nothing wrong to them, and maybe they've caused drama in my life. Maybe they've said things that hurt me, and maybe they didn't even know they were hurting me. And I had to look back at those situations and think, how could I have handled that better? Maybe I should have approached them softer. Maybe I should have held more understanding for them. Maybe I should have never befriended them in the first place, and that's on me. We have to take personal responsibility for our shortcomings in life and understand these are the cards that I've been given. What can I do better with them? A lot of people start with nothing and end up having the most in life because they understand just because you've been dealt with a certain circumstance doesn't mean that you have to live your whole life the rest of that way. I listen to so many podcasts, I listen to so many millionaires, and a lot of them, surprisingly, came from nothing. And what that teaches me is that your circumstances doesn't create an environment in which your whole life has to exist in. But I'm talking about a situation where maybe you were born with a single family household, your mom worked really hard, she couldn't put you through school, but you didn't let those circumstances stop you because you understood, what can I do better in this situation? Maybe it's waking up earlier to help her around the house, getting to school, doing your studies, paying attention. There are people who take control of their life in that way and do everything that they can to empower themselves in those environments. So I really want to encourage you. If you are in a place in life where maybe, just maybe, you're not taking enough personal responsibility, and it's okay. Like, it takes a lot of self-awareness to take personal responsibility for things, but that's why you're watching this video, is because obviously you care about growing. Obviously you care about learning about yourself, but taking personal responsibility and knowing that, but I'm not in control in a lot in this life, so I'm going to take control of what I can. That is what's going to help you through this transition. What can you personally do better in order to evolve into the person that you are meant to be, in order to take the lesson that this life is trying to teach you so that you can go on to the next level of the game. I feel like this video was very quick and to the point, but I just wanted to get that off my chest and really encourage you that transitions are a beautiful thing. They feel uncomfortable. We all go through them. So rest assured, you're not the only person who is feeling this way right now, but this video is to encourage you that you have got this. You have all the tools in your toolbox. Now it's about reframing your mind and getting into the place so that you can unlock the next chapter, whatever the chapter of your life is going to look like, so that you can continue on and become the person that you're meant to be and live the life that you are supposed to live. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. If you have any recommendations for videos that you would like, or any ways that I can encourage you, don't forget to comment below, and I will see you next time. Mwah.